Graham Young has a very unusual brain, and scientists are so keen to study it that he's regularly flown expenses paid all over the world.
It's almost a different life. I live in Chester and I work in Chester, and I go away doing all this stuff, and it's almost like a separate identity. Is a bit strong, but it's two different existences.
Graham became a hot property for neuroscientists as a result of being hit by a car when he was a child.
I had a road accident when I was 8, resulting in some brain damage. So I lost all my vision to the right in both eyes.
As far as he was aware, he was completely blind on the right-hand side.
I mean, I literally used to be walking around town as an 8, 9-year-old lad, and I'd walk into a lamppost or into a bin. I just didn't see it and would just walk straight into it. I mean, that doesn't happen anymore. I've just got used to just having a half-field of view.
12 years later, while he was having his eyes tested in London, they discovered something extraordinary. It turned out Graham's brain could actually process visual information on both sides, even though he wasn't aware of it. Graham is a perfect case of a fascinating condition called blindsight.
Now, most people don't get brain damage in such a way as to satisfy the research scientist. Graham, fortunately, has damage largely restricted to the visual cortex and not to the rest of the brain. So that makes it a much more pure case.
Graham's road accident destroyed just a small area at the back of his brain. If losing this area caused him to lose awareness of seeing, could this damaged area be the seat of consciousness? Weisskranz experimented further. He showed Graham moving lights on his blind side.
Right, unaware. Left, unaware. Right.
Bizarrely, although Graham says he can't see them, he can guess correctly what direction the dots are moving in.
Unaware. I am completely unaware of an event occurring in my blind field, and yet in terms of which way it's moved, I get it right 90% of the time. Because that's a bit strange, isn't it? And I don't know how I do it. Right, unaware.
Blindsight is a condition in which one can respond to visual events without being aware of them. Okay? Now, that means that as you know what the brain damage is, you can start to say something about what areas of the brain are necessary, are critical for awareness.
So what is going on inside Graham's brain? Scans suggest that when Graham is responding to the dots, but isn't aware of them, a very primitive visual pathway is active. But when he is actually seeing them, a whole new range of brain regions lights up.
We need lots of different areas for consciousness. Just to receive the information isn't sufficient. You have to do something with it for it to become aware. And the regions of the brain that are important for that lie quite far removed from the visual cortex, in the frontal lobe, involving those regions of the brain that allow us to communicate the fact that we are conscious, that we are aware.